Previously on UPS.
Come on, little baby, on the top of the hand.
Yeah. All right, this is UPS 5. We're going to try something new. It's at you. It's coming at you.
Your girlfriend's asleep. Let's get paranoid.
You go, guys.
Would you like some ketamine with your porridge?
When I was a little girl, my father was famous.
You go, guys.
He was the greatest samurai in the empire, and he was known as the Decapitator. He cut off the heads of 131 reindeer. It was a bad time for the North Pole. The Santa just stayed inside his workshop, and he never came out. People said his brain was infected by the naughty list. My father would come home. He would forget about the killings. He wasn't scared of the Santa, but the Santa was scared of him. Maybe that was the problem. Then, one night, the Santa sent his ninja elves to our house. They were supposed to kill my father, but they didn't. That was the Christmas everything changed.
Season 3, Episode 1. Big UPS 5 Christmas special.
When the pram crab came to remove the stain left by the test to pot the plantain, to mend the drain by the use of crane, seems excessive, but let me explain.
Yes.
Flip the track. No. Start up the podcast, pot out a fast rap, afforded pram crabs, brand a herbal gerbil crab. The diorama cerebral in molten karma cathedral. I thread the eye of the needle and weave the quilt of the sequel. The last known and grown hair on a bald but bare used to abuse the cheap blue confused. I pass a go on the news on 2 and 33 twos to tie the first place booze, but guide Ziggy for news. I'm Jane Mac on the cruise, Priscilla Black wearing shoes, getting back on the blind. Spiking pneumatic jack, sack of soft plate card, golden slogan, Hulk Hogan, Hodge, Holden Jabbar, Charizard, poker card, made a lot, provoking Terry Wogan, clicking chick, holding the bic, inside the Queen Vic, but Amanda hug and kiss. Remember this, I myself, made a suede, made to measure cave, holding beats on the crumb drum, non-hurdle, 0-1, undetectable, unleashed of all crawl into the pit and gone swamp down to the river, when quiver, I'll watch the app track, Deliveroo, did you run out of liver land? Fish, at the time of that man, I'm Pam Crab. Smoke, trim your hedge fund with the karate. Chop Mr. Chips in yellow disc and slap the spots off Mr. Blobby's body. Well fed Noel Edmonds, the feminines in his bedroom of his own house party. Well said. I'm off the party, no doubt. Who smashed the window? Can't locate my body. An asshole projectile. Caught me in the dojo, black white fat hand all over. To lock the door of the oven, keep an eye on the floor. That a circular saw I just saw, circling where I once stood. Good. Could be good. Be soon. Couldn't watch porn, but occasionally doomed to be doomed. And where do you? What I did instead was this. UPS. I threw a snowflake of piss into the midnight summer dream. Skynet, hope don't cry, it doesn't matter. A big fat flying E-bath in the third eye, flicking through the brochure into the paragraph in Paraguay. That made me laugh out my ass so fast I lost altitude. Chin chin, administered the medicine. Carved through a bamboo shoe, carved into a didgeridoo flute. Put it in a cart to make it fart out loud and laugh. Releasing caustic gas with a ferocious laugh so fast it bruised my lap. Black, I'll grass, but let it pass imperative. Let it pass, it's imperative. Like a big breast milking a pasteurized. But eyes, no such thing. Yeah. Except no such thing. Except for his eyes of mine. $20 bill, it's Jasmine toothbrush, hair, used to have a thrill. Shake with his quill, on in the string of beating kings, blue seals, and queens, and let it fall into the terror that kills.
I'm very sorry I can't be with you all today at such an important gathering.
Alright. Settle down. Very passable that. Very passable bit of risotto.
Nothing like a good glass of Chateau de Chasselas. Hey, choice, yeah.
You like that, Obadiah?
You'd have that 30 years ago, we'd all be sitting here drinking Chateau de Chassels, eh?
In them days, we'd be glad of the price of a cup of tea.
A cup of cold tea?
Without milk or sugar.
Oh, see?
In a cracked cup and all.
Oh, we never had a cup. We used to have a drink out of an old rolled up newspaper.
The best we could manage was to suck on a piece of damn clothes.
But you know, we're happier than those days. When we were poor.
Because we were poor. My dad used to say to me, money doesn't buy you happiness, son.
Aye, he was right.
Aye, he was.
I was happier then and I had nothing. I was happier then and I had nothing. We used to live in this tiny old house with great big holes in the roof.
House? You were lucky to live in a house. We used to live in one room. All 26 of us. No furniture. All the floor was missing. And we were all huddled together in one corner for fear of failing. Falling? Is that falling or failing?
Hey, you were lucky to have a room. You live in the corridor.
Oh, corridor? We used to dream of living in a corridor. Would have been a palace to us. We used to live in an old water tank on a rubbish tip. We got woke up every morning by half a load of rotting fish jumped on us. House, eh?
Well, when I say house, it was only a hole in the ground covered by a sheet of tarpaulin. But it was a house place.
We were evicted for our hole in the ground. We were apt to go and live in the lake.
You were lucky to have a lake.
A lake?
The 50 of us living in the shoebox in the middle of the road.
Cardboard box?
Aye.
Ah, you were lucky. We lived for 3 months in a plastic bag and a septic tank. We had to get up up at 6 in the morning, clean paper bag, eat a crust of stale bread, go to work down mill for 14 hours a day, week in, week out, for 6p a week. And when we come home, our dad would thrash us to sleep with his belt.
Luxury. We used to have to get out of the lake at 6 o'clock in the morning, clean the lake, eat a meal of tuppence a month, come home, and Dad would trash us to sleep with a broken bottle if we were lucky.
Of course, we had it tough. Go about the shoebox at 12 o'clock at night, lick the road clean with tongue, and 2 bits of cold gravel with 24 hours a day down the hill, 6p every 4 years. And when we got home, our dad would slice us in 2 with a bread knife.
Right, I had to get up in the morning at 10 o'clock. At night, an hour before I went to bed, drink a cup of salt out of the castle. Work 29 hours a day downhill. And pay me owner for my mission to come to work. Come to work. And when we got home, our dad and our mother would kill us and dance about in our grave singing hallelujah.
Oh, well, we try to tell that to the young people of today. They won't believe you.
They won't.
Go on then, Joe, give us a question.
You have the schedule that you have and the amount of energy and enthusiasm you maintain with the schedule is very remarkable because you're not stopping, you're not slowing down. I mean, you've had your foot on the gas for like 2 solid years now.
Joe Rogan on the show.
Do you imagine yourself as an imaginary detective on a hit TV show and sitting alone in your bedroom? Are your fantasies getting the better of you? Are your family and friends worried about your schizophrenia and mental health? Well, the UPS crew are here to help you, and we'll go along with the illusion for nominal fees. Hey, Lieutenant, we just got a guy who needs questioning for refusing to walk on the right side of the street after midnight. We may have to pull an all-nighter on this one. Bring some coffee and write the check out to UPS.
You're listening
listening to Train Song Radio. And my first song is Chuck Berry Downtown Train. It's a bit like a drip train, but it's old Chuck talking about, was it a murder on the Orient Express? Or was it a peaceful ride through the serene terrain of cactus-laced towns of Cowboy Hills? Alright!
You go, guys!
Would you like some ketchup with your porridge?
Or in your face, you mean?
Chuck Berry came and farted in my face. Farted in my face and I don't know why.
You just get like
Mr. Bean on the TV screen, Mr. Bean in a limousine, Mr. Bean on the magazine, Mr. Bean smoking nicotine, Mr. Bean bangs the tambourine, broke his spleen on the tambourine, climbing up on the evergreen, Mr. Bean smoking DMT, Mr. Bean smoking PCP, Mr. Bean next to Roy Keane, Mr. Bean next to Mr. Sheen, Mr. Bean next to Mr. Bean, Mr. Bean in quarantine, Mr. Bean showing off his peen, Mr. Bean keeping his teeth clean, Mr. Bean goggling Listerine, trying to find his keys. Mr. Bean has anxiety, up and down on the trampoline, Mr. Bean on the Christmas tree, Mr. Bean showing off his bean, Mr. Bean being most obscene, Mr. Bean has not been seen, Mr. Bean is missing. Mr. Bean makes a cup of tea, Mr. Bean and the Darjeeling, Mr. Bean living the dream, Mr. Bean getting nice and lean, Mr. Bean all throughout his teen, watching Mean Machine with the chimpanzees, Mr. Bean done that.
And then you got, you know, sea pig. Fucking hell. What is it?
And we were screaming. Oh my god, that was
Missed your bus.
Get out of my house. What's in your house?
Colchester, no. The man says you gotta get on the drip train.
Get out, you bastards! Ah! They're everywhere.
Gavin, is that you? Gavin, is that you?
When you eat your food, you have to masticate. Oh my god, it's a sea pig. Get out my house, I'm gonna stab you, sea pig. I don't wanna take a bath with you, sea pig. Stab it, stab it, stab it again. Stab it, stab it, stab it, stab it again. Stab it again. Stab it, stab it, stab it again. Stab it, stab it, stab it, stab it again. Stab it again. Stab it, stab it, stab it again. Stab it again, stab it. Get out of my house, get out of my house. It's so ugly to see pig.
You're listening to UPS.
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
Lawnmowers, freight trains, babies, and automobiles. The new movie, Lawnmowers, freight trains, and babies.
You go, guys.
In automobiles. Starring Pram Crab and Eliza B. Doherty. Get your copy now from UPS.
You go, guys.
I get up in the morning.
I know you want it.
And I'm looking through the keyhole.
I know you want it.
In the reflection in the water.
I know you want it.
I can see my asshole.
I know you want it.
Like dicks blowing in the wind. I need some of that
Fresh fries, equilibrium.
You go that.
Dick Cheney on the dance floor, baby.
Fresh fries, equilibrium. Sold at the UPS store for only $9.99.
Do you want to kill that?